Hey folks, it's Jim. Just wanted to do a quick video on my NBC setup. I have a civilian NATO filter, ISOSAT, okay? When you do your ISOSAT, I brought it out. This is my gas mask carrier, okay? Military. Put your ISOSAT in your bag, okay? And this straps to your leg. It goes on your web here, okay, with your canteens. If you have, my mask has the drinking straw, so make sure that you know where your cap is for your canteen, okay. I have a complete military bug out that I was privy to keep. The next thing I want to go over is, so make sure that you do that. A lot of people they bug out. They got an ice water gas mask, and then they forgot which cap was on their canteen, okay? So make sure you remember that, okay? All right, so already have your canteens on your H harness ready to go, obviously. But something else I wanted to share. So that's a NATO civilian. This is a new NATO, okay, 40 millimeter. And this is another one. Now, these are pretty pricey, so I don't recommend getting it, but you'll have different times on your filters. So make sure you understand that, how many hours you can spend in nuclear, biological, or whatever your situation is. So make sure you know that. A lot of people buy a filter and think, oh, I'm good to go, and didn't realize, wait a minute, this one's designed for that, and so on and so forth, okay? So make sure you read about your filters. Notice these are not opened, will not be opened until the day of need, okay? Very important. I don't store them outside. They're stored in this whole box is stored in a climate-controlled environment, and that way I don't lose anything. Now, one is none, two is one, right? So 2 more gas masks, filter ready to go, everything, okay? Drinking, this is a drinking setup as well. So all that is in the bag, ready to go. Everything I need with filters are in the bag, ready to go. Please know and understand that. Notice they are wrapped in plastic, okay? I don't want condensation or whatever, even though it's in a climate controlled room. Also, that helps to keep your rubber fresh, okay? Rubber does dry out. You may be keeping these for a long time, okay? So know and understand that. So make sure your ISOSAT is in your NBC bag, okay? Also, I don't have my dosimeter, okay? My dosimeter card. And the reason why I have a card is because if we have an EMP, your fancy Geiger counter's done, okay? So the other thing is, most true Geigers and dosimeters, electronic, they're not that accurate to begin with if you're going under $400, okay? They're decent, but you're going to be moving, juggling stuff around, moving, banging, hitting, crashing, and how tough is that really, okay? And secondly, a good one has to be calibrated periodically, right? So how good are they really? And we use dosimeter cards forever in the service, especially bubbleheads. If you were a bubblehead, you know that. But all of us had to at one time or another wear a dosimeter, right? So they are quite easy and they do last. The problem with the ones that are rated by Homeland Security, which I have, okay, are you got to freeze them. You can't just leave them out. I can't leave them in this box. They're in the freezer. I don't take them out ever because I don't want a temperature change or fluctuation at all. That's why they're not going to be on the video. Okay, so remember that. You need different filters for different jobs, correct? Different situations. So don't forget that. Everything must be contained, right? Notice everything is wrapped in plastic. No condensation. We don't want that. And your civilian filters, they're okay, but they don't last very long. And you need to know and understand that as well. That's why I prefer to buy brand new NATO, ready to go, good filters, okay? And they are pricey. If you can't afford it, go with a civilian filter, no big deal, okay? So nothing, nothing's, don't break your bank. You do what you got to do. But I just wanted to share that on NBC. Do you have your kit ready to go? Is your ISOSAT in your bag, ready to strap to your leg? Is your stuff being stored correctly? Do you have multiple filters for different situations? And have you studied exactly what you're going to need, when you're going to need it? Is the right cap ready to go on your canteen? If you have a water mask, okay, a hydration mask. If not, your hydration mask just became junk when you get out there, okay? So I want you to know, be aware, and consider all these small details that a lot of people forget. I've inspected people's gears before and told them to get ready to go, and voila, one thing got them. Canteen cover. Okay? So you can don the gear, you can practice, you can have all the toys, but when it comes time, do you know the details that are going to be oh so important to you? Do you know the difference between alpha, beta, gamma, x-ray? Do you know these things? What your defense procedures need to be for each one, all right? A lot of people don't even study that. But read over it. It's only going to take you an hour to become, well, reasonably knowledgeable about an NBC situation, okay? It's not difficult, all right? And there are other things that I do, but I won't share on this. Not important, and most of you can't get it anyway. So, are you ready? Have you broken your gear out? This could get out of control. I know many of you think it can't, but it could. Are you ready? And you know what, folks? I don't regret having any of this. Do you know why? Those 2 backups that I have, if it saves someone else's life, well, that's a win, and certainly worth, every dime I ever paid. But I got those so cheap because a friend of mine bought a bankrupt surplus store. So that's how I was able to get my backups fairly reasonable. But even now, look at the price of Israeli civilian gas masks. I want you all to look at that. Look at the price of filters. How much value did I just load in this box? When I bought it, people that aren't preppers may have said, wow, you're spending a couple of bucks on that filter, Jim. Yeah, well, hey, here we are in 2022, right? How much is that filter worth today? You see what I'm talking about? And those filters will last a reasonable amount of time. And I don't care. Being prepared is just the way of life for me, and it all works out in the end anyway. Value of stuff just keeps going up, up, up. It's like putting crap in your savings account, as far as I'm concerned. I have never one day of my life regretted one penny I spent on preps. The only time I regret that is if I screwed up and forgot to pack something properly. Now I have regret. Did it have to do with anything I spent? No. It had everything to do with Jim's lack of attention to detail or simple laziness, putting something on a shelf and forgetting about it, and a year later, oh crap, right? That's generally is what's happened to me before. But when that's happened, usually it's something I have so much of that's why I left it on the shelf and didn't, you know what I mean? And I did that once, and I will not do it again. I guarantee you that. And shame on me for that. Again, I'm wearing the colors of Ukraine today, or as close as I can get. So know, if you're in Ukraine and you watch my video, if my spirit is with you, I'm going to do another video on that later. I hope you're all doing well. Be blessed, relax, but is your gear ready to go? Do you know which canteen cap you need to be packing? Is all of that, your water line, ready? Okay, is it clear? Is it ready? Is it, not cracked or anything like that? Okay, and all of that. And many of these water filtration or water hydration masks, you can get tubing cheap to replace that stuff, okay? If you have to. I'm just saying, all right? But you might want to inspect all of that stuff right now. Make sure there are no breaches in your setup, okay? Anyway, hope you're all doing well. Just wanted to go over that. Read for an hour. That's all it takes is an hour on NBC, and you will get quite a bit, okay? So know and be aware of that, and try and read before you go spending a lot of money. You may be getting the wrong product for your needs. Jim out.